Hey guys, this happened in Croatia Grand Chess Tour 2021. Garry Kasparov, for many of you one of the greatest chess players ever, lost the game in 7 moves. In his defense, we need to say that Garry is not a professional player anymore at the moment this game was played, and also this was a blitz game. However, a loss like this is always surprising in this level. How was this game? Who was the opponent? And was there a big mistake or a blunder? In this video we answer those questions. So Mamedyarov was playing as white and Garry was black. The game was d4, d5, c4, queen's gambit, and then d takes c4, queen's gambit accepted. At this point Shakhriyar plays e3, one of the best moves against queen's gambit accepted, and then Garry goes with e5, which is also very interesting, challenging white's central pawn. The pawn is hanging on e5, but if white accepts the pawn, there could be a trade here and then knight c6, attacking the pawn on e5, and this position is actually slightly better for black. So after e5, the most normal move is probably bishop takes e4, but Shakhriyar is playing here knight f3, also seems to be very well, and then Garry takes the pawn on d4. Now Mamedyarov develops and takes the pawn on c4. At this point, Kasparov is going to play the first mistake. The right move in this position was bishop b4, check. White should play bishop d2, there could be a trade on d2, and then knight c6, protecting the pawn on d4. So after the trades, white could stay with an isolated pawn there on d4. However, instead of giving that check on b4, Garry played knight f6, which is very dubious, since after a really nice move from white, black won't have a good defense. White can play here queen b3, putting pressure on f7. Usually when black can castle, they are fine, they can defend with the rook here on f8, everything is fine. But this time black cannot play that, so it's really hard to protect that pawn. Well, at this point the best move for black is something like bishop d6, just give up the pawn and play the middle game without that pawn. After bishop takes f7, king f8, of course white is better here, but in a blitz game there could be still some possibilities, at least to get a draw or something. But in this position Garry is playing another mistake, and it is this move queen e7, protecting the pawn on f7, but black pieces are in a very bad position. Here Shakhriyar found the only move actually taking advantage for white. All the other options are not getting more than an equal middle game. But well, the move is extremely logical, but also extremely strong and powerful. The move he played here is just castling kingside, and after this move, Garry decided to resign in this position. Let's try to understand what happened here. Why is Kasparov resigning in a position like this? Well, let's analyze the normal development moves like g6. Then white can just capture the pawn on d4, and after bishop g7 then rook e1. So this means that black doesn't have time just to develop and castle, because white is playing rook e1 just in time to pin the queen. Another logical move for black is bishop g4, developing and trying to remove the protection of the rook. Then white can play queen takes b7, and this is just winning for white. And if black tries here some other move like d takes e3, then the normal idea bishop takes e3 is just going to be winning, since no one can stop rook e1 and the problems on the open e file. And finally, after castling, the best move for black is still losing the game, but the best option is going to be d3, trying to keep the file really blocked. But well, white doesn't even have to capture the pawn, they can just play here knight g5, increasing the pressure on f7, and well, this position is actually very bad for black. White is going to have decisive advantage in almost all the lines. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. Check out this video over here, I'm sure you will enjoy it. Thank you, like, subscribe, see you on the next.